Okay, YouTube, what is going on? I am back, bringing you guys another Forza Horizon 2 video. Hope you guys enjoyed this week of Forza. So I figured we'd end it off with me kind of walking you guys through how I would tune a street car, in a sense, in Forza Horizon 2. Something that can kind of handle the turns, but still fast. It's kind of like what I'd like to do in Horizon 2, is tune cars that are just fun to drive and can also handle the races that are in the game. So I think what we're gonna do is look for a car. I'm not 100% sure what I'm wanting to do.
Dude, how's things?
Just kind of scroll through the brand to see what catches my eye. Kind of have an idea. Something I want to do. Okay, so when you're upgrading your car, first thing you really want to do is decide how much power you want to make. So for me, I'm going to keep the stock powertrain and see what we have as far as aspiration. We have, probably going to go twin turboed for this. It's already making 434 horsepower with the turbos. I'm going to try and stay probably around 700 if it's possible. That's like the max I'd go. I think I'm going to go full Nismo body kits. For me, at least, whenever I'm kind of tuning a car for like driving, like street driving in this game, body kits aren't really like something that I do or don't. It just depends on the car. Some kits that I like. For this car, I'm gonna go sport compound tires. Don't really like to go race in a sense, just because it's too much grip. 265s. See, actually, I want to see if we can go 275. Just yeah, I want to do 275s all around. Have that square stance, and then we'll go for rims. I've always thought these rims looked really good on the car, but we're just gonna scroll through and see what we have. Some N keys. I really like the way those look, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Then drivetrain. We're gonna do the race, pretty much race everything in the drivetrain, so we're able to tune it and do what we need to do to make the car handle the way we want it. Same thing with the handling and the brakes and all that stuff. You kind of want to do race everything in a sense. You kind of get away with doing some sport brakes if you don't really have the money. But you do want to do the race suspension so you're able to upgrade it. Same with the anti-roll bars. As far as the weight reduction and like the roll cage would go, I don't really bother much with it, simply because I don't want to add or take away any weight for the street car sense. And then race, I just kind of upgrade what I need to get the power I want. So I start off pretty much doing everything race until I kind of get close to my mark. The rate we're at 500 horsepower so far. The cam should put us 600. Now I'm gonna jump up to the turbos and see how much horsepower the turbos will give us. 136. It's 752. I think I'm gonna go take the cams down to the sport cams. Lose 50 horsepower, put us at 700. Kinda where I wanted to stay. We'll do race flywheel. So that's pretty much it. As far as upgrading goes, since I'm at my mark. Tuning. For a front wheel drive car, I'll usually do 26 pounds in the front, 20 pounds in the rear. Gearing, it's going to kind of extend each gear a little bit to like a whole number type of thing. I will upload this tune to the market so you guys can download it, and then I'll take away all the camber, and then toe if there's any, but there usually isn't, and then front casters I don't touch. Anti-rolls I'll stiffen up a little bit. Springs, I'll stiffen the stiffer. Like, you don't really want to go super stiff. Ride height, I'm going to keep the same. You don't want to go super stiff on anything. but usually the stiffer you go, the easier it'll handle, depending on the car. So you will, that's like my eyeball tune that I do for most cars. Then you have to go back in and really fine tune everything. So now the next thing is we're gonna go and test the car. I am gonna wait until it rains because the rain does affect the tune. I don't really like to tune cars in the rain. I'm gonna wait till it stops raining, and then I'll come back and we'll test this. Okay, so now that it's stopped raining, first thing that we're gonna do to test this is actually run a speed run down this little highway. I really eased onto the throttle there because I didn't want it to spin at all. We will do a test to see how much wheel spin we get, just to see how the car handles it. But in this case, I really didn't want to, for a speed run sake. The car's really fast, like it's insane. The one thing with Horizon 2 is the speed physics, kind of ridiculous. This car shouldn't be able to do 225 miles an hour at all, in my opinion. Like, I don't. It's probably possible, but I don't think a 700 horsepower 370 could do this. But this would be about 230 seems to be about the top speed for it. We're gonna go ahead and let off and get up into some twisties and see how the car handles. Okay. There we go. Roll onto the throttle. There we go. There's a Ferrari and a Camaro kind of blocking the road. That didn't work out very well. Like this Ferrari's getting after it. Pick the inside line. Got a little loose. Nothing too bad though. Car seems to handle the power pretty well. This tune feels really good. The car seems like it's handling the power really well. And that's the one thing you want to look for is, does the car seem really squirrely at high speeds, or does it seem like it's pretty stable? Are you able to take turns like on the throttle, or is it understeer really bad? There's certain things you really have to look at whenever you're in a car like this. Really get on it here and see how it handles under speed. Let off. Car really likes it. It has a little bit of understeer. That's kind of to be expected around taking turns like that at 120 miles an hour. I think what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, and instead of getting on the highway, we'll take the right and head down the coast a little bit and see how it handles that road. That's where we'll make our final decision on how the tune goes. One thing I'd really recommend whenever you're tuning a car like this, take a road that you know pretty well in the game, that you've driven a lot and that you're pretty comfortable on, roads that you really don't drive a ton or familiar with, and kind of throw off how you feel about the tune. So that's why whenever you see me tune cars in previous videos, this was pretty much a road that I was on every time because I'm familiar with it. I know kind of like the braking points for turns and how fast some of these turns can handle. Coming up on the docks, I think we're going to go to the docks and do the wheel spin tests there to see how traction is. Get on it, come hit the apex a little.
You have arrived at your destination.
Got a little loose coming off that, but nothing that I'd be worried about to change the tune. Gotta get on the brakes hard there. Another thing I'd highly recommend is tuning like the cars. I don't use traction control or stability because it kind of throws off the way you tune the car, because you can have a car that makes a ton of horsepower and just won't spin. The traction control, I like to tune the car so it doesn't spin without traction control. Go ahead and get it on a little bit, open it up. One thing you can also do if the car feels a little loose is lower the suspension. Because ride height will have an effect on how the car kind of grips up. But in this case, I kind of like the way it feels. I like the ability to kind of flick out the back end if I wanted to. I'm not going to mess with the ride height too much. We're going to go down here and figure out how much traction you get with it. Seems to hook up pretty well from a roll, going from first into second, which usually where I have quite a bit of problems with some cars. It's not as much the start, but the roll line from first into second, it'll light them up again. But we'll test everything from the rolls to the actual.
You leveled up.
Okay, we'll do a dig first and test that. Launch it about $5 grand. Of course, it's gonna spin, but pretty controllable wheel spin. Really easy to keep the car straight, and there was virtually zero spin going from first into second. So that's a sign of a pretty good tune as far as suspension and traction would go. We'll run it back down from like a 35-40 roll just to see how it hooks up. About 35, and we'll run it. A little bit of wheel spinning first, but nothing too bad. Those are all key things you really want to look for, is how the car feels at speed, if it's squirrely, if it's stable, and how the car kind of affects how the power will affect the car. And it'll kind of change based on how you drive it. It'll also, you don't want to just smash the throttle all the time. You want to be, you just want to ease onto it. Same thing with the brakes. You can just kind of ease on to the brakes. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like. Also, leave a like if it helped you. If you guys have any questions with it, or any other car you guys want me to tune for a street build, let me know in the comment section down below. And I'll talk to y'all later.